Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. These guys convinced me, 99%, that they will run a rocket on us by two ways. One, by creating a sense of fear, by being afraid. Guys, you gotta be afraid. It's global warming. So that's something catastrophic that will happen. Therefore, you're going to be scared. And the other side of the coin is, but if you are virtuous, you can fight that. So they will touch two things. Will touch the ego and the lack of courage of the population. This is how they will control us in the future. And that is with, I think, with the clean, how they call them, clean energy and the emissions. They will place taxes on us, new tax, like the tax on breathing. There's going to be a tax on that. How much you breathe based on your height, your body type. They will calculate your lung capacity. They will verify how many, breaths in and breaths you take a minute. They will calculate it a day, and they will tax you for that because you're gonna emit CO2. And not only, whatever they wanna, you use something that we're going to quantify it, and maybe CO2, or maybe in this example, the air, okay, will be not a common good. You have to pay for it. How do they do it? As I said, global warming, we have to get it down, and with your help, if you're a good person, you're gonna do what we tell you to do, which is do this, do this, do this. For instance, I'm going to give you an example. They tell us about the electric cars. Well, electric cars, if you remember, or if you don't know, I think they are much more heavier than a regular car, which is a combustion engine car. The batteries. So that destroys the roads, which are made of asphalt, which is petroleum, destroyed like 2.5 times more. So a Tesla or a car that is on battery is heavier than a regular car, destroying the pavement. Destroying the pavement, that means you have to redo it more often. That means you're going to need asphalt. Unless you're not going to use asphalt. You're going to use what? Wind and sun? Bull fucking shit. Okay, that's one way. Besides lithium that makes the battery, look at the technological process to have it done. And by the way, Tesla is made of what? Of steel, rubber, plastic. Plastic is what? Oil. Rubber is what? In this case, is not the real rubber, which is oil. So, people, bullshit. Did you go in a Tesla? You're surrounded by plastic, including the steering wheel. So, cut the crap, okay? Now we go to this. That's a way to switch. And then they're going to give you incentives. That is from us. They're going to give to people who buy a Tesla or an electric car $7,500 in tax rebates if you buy one. That is, if you buy this product, you're going to have an advantage. We decided you're going to have an advantage. If you buy a Mercedes on, let's say, combustion engine, no, you're not going to have any perks for it. So that, I think, it's not a fair competition, is it? When the government subsidizes one product versus another one, and it subsidizes with other people's money that buy the other product. That's not fair, but hey, these guys are jerking off. What can you do? That's one thing. Now, what do they do with the emissions? I'm going to give you here one example, how London, is ahead of the curve, which is going to be bad in this case. They make this kind of low emission zones. You know what a low emission zone is in a city or in an area? There is a zone in a city, usually in a downtown, where they say, well, cars with combustion engines are not allowed to go between these hours. They always start slow and they go big. So first, well, for the air, we're going to save you, and you're a virtuous person, so you want cars with combustion engines not to drive in this, they call it low emission zone, from this time to this time. And they will make it bigger and bigger, like the whole day, and they will make it the whole year. And then the zone, they're going to expand it from this little downtown, to this little town, to this little area, to this little territory, to this country, and this little world. That's what they're gonna do. And what they're gonna do, yes, I'm saving the global warming is not gonna be warming again, yeah, for the future generation. Oh, I'm such a good person. Okay, so let's go to this bullshit article coming from Sputnik that I'm gonna use to just draw your attention. Ultra low emission zone controversy heats up in UK ahead of fees expansion in London. Earlier in the year, a coalition of London councils opposing the expansions of the ultra-low emission zone, ULEZ, to all of the capital challenged the policy in court. So they want to expand the little ultra-low zone in all of the capital. So from a little bullshit to all the capital. They're expanding. Challenge the policy in court, decrying the damage it would inflict on the lives of residents and businesses. However, in July, the UK High Court ruled the expansion lawful because they're in it together. Remember here? Lives and of the residents and businesses. That is, you are going to give up some of your lifestyle for the global warming, but you're going to be a good person if you do that. Man, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So, London Ultra Low Emission Zone, ULEZ, is set to expand as of August 29, heating up the controversy around the decision, which critics slam as fraud, with financial burdens on people amid a cost of living crisis. The zone will almost double in size to include all the Greater London's 32 boroughs. The vast area the scheme, managed by Transport for London, will encompass inside the M25 has millions of people living in it. And if you don't follow this, you're gonna get some fees attached to you not following that. That's how they do it the first step. Ever since the ULEZ policy was originally drawn up under the Mayor Boris fucking Johnson and introduced in 2019 to tackle toxic air in the UK's capital's central congestion zone, you see, it's bad. It's toxic air. It's for your own good. And you're doing a good thing. You're a good person. Just do what we tell you. Its proponents have vouched that there will be cleaner air throughout London as a result. Yes. Yes, however, critics have been up in arms denouncing its toll on residents and businesses. So these guys who drink their little stupid soybean latte, and they're just, the mundanes guys, the elevator guys with the... That's my work. But someone else works for everything else. Builds roads, houses. No, but I'm the smart one. They're the idiots, okay? That's how they view us, right? Anyway, these guys are just, no, my latte needs to be, my computer needs to be, my environment, my air conditioning, all this, my helmet, my fucking bike ride, because I'm a... Anyway, and my elbow pads and my knee pads and my pussy pads when I drive my bike, ride my bikes. I need all that. That's plastic, mofo. But I need it. They will not cut anything from their lifestyle. They want everybody else to... This is the problem. They will be told, you're virtuous if you cut this and this and this. And they will not do it. Why? Because they're like toddlers. Take something that you already gave to a toddler. Future generations will be used to it because they will not give it from the get-go. But generations that are still alive are going to say, what do you mean no air conditioning? What do you mean no soybean so I can lactate as a male? What are you talking about? No. But with time, if they make this law, the children will be indoctrinated with, yes, no more. We're going to live in caves. We're going to live all in apartments. So when those guys want to turn off the light, or they want to turn off the water, or they want to turn off the hot water, like the communists, click, and you're done. No boilers, no own generators, nothing. You're going to depend on them as a governmental job. That's why they want it in government. The governmental jobs, you depend on the government. If you don't do what they say, they want to fire you. You are not going to find anything else. So you are at their command. This is the governmental jobs. More of those guys, they will control you. If I am, let's say, a farmer, I don't depend on anybody. I can be loud as I want. Nobody can do anything to me. I'm a farmer, I eat and I talk whatever I want. I don't have any family, so nobody can attack anybody else around that I love, and so on. What are they going to do? Nothing. They're going to increase my taxes. That's what they can do. Increasing my taxes, I'm going to lose my farm. Unless I start selling my things. If I start selling my things, they will say, no, we're going to place on boycott. You cannot sell your stuff there because you're a bad person. So you see, they don't want to create units of independent people because those people will say, fuck you, government. They were not going to say, no, they want you to depend on the government, on perks from government that prints money, gets loans, and takes it from the productive strata of the population to the other guys. That's what they do. Control. But if you're independent, they can't touch you. You say, you call it as it is. You're going to have a big mouth. But they say, no, and so on. That's how the same thing here. They will get you with this. This is just an example. But they will start slow. They will say, well, we're going to let you to go in those low emission, ultra low emission, blah, blah, blah areas. But you're going to pay a fee first. Everything is about fees. So if you don't have money, you can't enjoy that. But if you have money, you can enjoy that. So that means certain people with money are different than others. For what? For public space. In the name of, you're a good person, you fight global warming. Good job. And I tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. Remember with the CO2 emissions, they will put taxes on every little thing that's going to be made. Who's going to get those taxes? Who's going to be in charge of that? Like another IRS? So for making this, they say we're going to be 3 points of CO2 emission, 3 points. Making less of this is 7 points. So 3, 7. You're going to pay $5 for this, and let's say I'm going to pay $15 for this one. In emission, because this amount of emission, you destroyed the globe. You have the global warming. You're not a good person, so don't buy. Then you say, wait a minute, Emil, how about capitalism and consumption? Well, consumption, as our friend Karl Marx said, is going to be the maximum of the capitalist system. Capitalist system is not going to be sustainable. That's what he said, and I kind of agree with that. And at one point, it's going to just go to what? It has to be a communism, because they can't sustain it. And it goes that way. It's going that way by what? By the services, governmental services and programs. They're increasing. Why is that? And the private are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It's a transfer from capitalism into something else. Socialism, however you want. It's a socialism. Communism is a socialism to an extreme. That's what it is. So we're going to have a transition slowly. So yeah, and who's going to control this? And remember that guy Schwab? Remember Klaus? Not Santa Claus, Klaus Schwab, with Davos and all those guys. Remember that famous thing? Own nothing and be happy. Isn't this going that way? They're going to have us in apartment buildings, in caves. We're going to help the global warming. We're going to live like animals, and we're going to be happy about it, because we are happy because we are contributing to fighting the global warming, the common enemy that they tell us is right there. All right, my friends, you do whatever you want, but don't fall for it. Obviously, I didn't have time here in 13 minutes, 14 minutes almost, to express more examples and all that. But for me, things are clear. Is the scheme, is the global warming? I don't know. Sometimes it's warmer, sometimes it's colder. Well, they tell us, well, the glaciers will be gone by 2060. Hey, now we're in 2023, 33, 43, 53, 60, 40 years. These guys think they're going to be dead by then, and we're going to be dead by then, and we're going to forget about it. So they want to implement certain things right now. I made a video a while ago about this. All these things that were told by Al Gore and other weasels, and including Greta, whatever her name is, turn fuck, and the other one, AOC. I made a video a while ago about the global warming shit and all these things. Sorry, I'm so irritated, man, with these guys. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. When they said it's gonna be dead in 10 years, we're gonna be dead. In 10 years, it's gonna be rising 1 meter the water level. Gore, remember even I watched the Inconvenient Truth, the garbage at the. I gave him money at the. Did I watch it on the? theater. I don't remember. Whatever. I watched that garbage. And then I was, yeah, man. Yeah. And then I watched the alternative. I said, wait a second. Wait a minute. The same as what's his name? Whatever. The guy from Michigan. I can't remember. The little fat, little short guy. The communist that has millions. The same as Bernie Sanders. They're all communists, but they all like money somehow. You know, like you have Jesus driving a Porsche and having 3 mansions and owning 5 fighter jets and having 50 ladies of the night and nightclubs, you know, but he's Jesus. What? The same with these guys. I'm communist, but Michael Moore, that's the little weasel. I watched his thing too. I watched 2 of them actually that he came. I know. Whenever, my friends, this is the point. Don't fall for it. There is something. Again, everything is in the future. Everything is in the future. It's in the future. You cannot account. You will not witness that. Now they make it more than 45. It's a generation. 40 years, 50 years in the future. So you cannot say, come back to them and say, hey, Kerry, you are a liar. Well, he's dead. 40 years dead already. So you can't say anything. It's too late then. Now, they already implemented their bullshit. Before they made a mistake in 10 years, in 7 years, in 12 years. Maybe they really believe in that. And the issue of global warming is not settled, as far as I remember. It's not everybody's unique. All scientists are on that side. Maybe this is not going to fly now, but anyway. I know that's not 100%. It's settled. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.